Hey, what's happening, my fearless networking friend? Todd Falcone here. Welcome back to another episode. I guess the new term now for no-shows or canceled appointments or people that just disappear is called, the new term that we use is ghosting. So when people ghost you, it's essentially you're getting back to them and they've disappeared off the face of the planet. Also known as the Prospect Protection Program, right? So we've used some kind of funny terms for that. But so the question is, how do you prevent people from ghosting you? How do you, or can you prevent people from ghosting you? I think to some extent you can. I don't know that you can. I don't think you can 100% eliminate it. But if you understand why people no-show on you, why they ghost you, then you can certainly reduce the amount of people that don't show up on follow-up. So here's what I found. Somebody who's interested, who has a desire to create change, who is in a position in their life where they've got enough pain or they've got enough of a dissatisfaction, and then they see what you're doing as a potential solution to that, their way out, they're typically not going to ghost you. I think a lot of times people get ghosted from either individuals that they have very little relationship with. For example, one of the things I do, I teach people how to recruit up the socioeconomic chain, recruit professionals, which is a cold market strategy. And, if you reach out and pick up the phone and call somebody, hey, you keep your options open at all in terms of making money, and they're like, yeah, and you zip over some information to them, and there's been no additional engagement or no rapport building, you're going to have a percentage of people that just blow you off because they have no connection to you. When it comes to warm market prospects, what's interesting is, and I think this is one of the primary reasons why people kind of disappear, is they're afraid to tell you no. So, if they're afraid to tell you no, the easy way out for them is to just kind of blow you off, which is uncool, but, it's like they don't want to have to face the fact that they're not interested or to tell you no. So one thing that I would suggest to you when it comes to warm market prospects, really, or you could do this with anybody, is letting them know that it's okay for them to not be interested, or that for them to tell you no. So when you give somebody permission to be able to be okay saying no to you, then they're way less likely to ghost you when you're getting back to them, because they'll just say, look, I looked at it, but I'm not interested, rather than them looking at it and them going, I'm not interested, and I don't really want to disappoint this person. So then they don't, they just kind of disappear. So, if I'm talking to John, for example, and John's going to go take a look at the information, I'm like, great, I'm scheduling an appointment to get back to John after he's reviewed the information. I have no problem saying, John, here's the deal. Like, when you go look at that information, you're either going to love it or you're not. And if you love it, we'll have a conversation about it. I'd be happy to address any questions. But if for any reason you look at the information and you're like, hey, this is not my thing, this is not something I'm interested in, because the truth is, not everybody who I put this information in front of goes after it. Certainly there's a large percentage of people that do, but I want you to know that if you decide that this is not something that's down your alley, it's okay to just text me, call me, or just tell me no. I mean, I have no problem hearing, this is not my thing. So just so you know that you're not going to get any pressure from me to try to get you into the business. You're either going to see it like I did and be super excited about it, or you're not. And the information I'm getting you in front of is going to enable you to make that kind of a decision. So, very seldom do people actually take the time to do that with their prospects, but when you do, they're going to feel more comfortable. Now, you might get back to them and they tell you no, but they're not going to ghost you as frequently if you incorporate that into your approach. Another very common thing that you can do is simply confirming the appointment. So if I was talking to John today and getting him in front of the video, and we are scheduling a time to get back to him tomorrow at 4 o'clock, for example, of course, I'm going to have him calendar it. I'm calendaring it, so I know I'm going to be calling him at 4 o'clock, but I'll also put a reminder earlier in my day to confirm the appointment, like a quick text. Hey, John, Todd Falcone, just reaching out to you, excited to get back to you at 4, looking forward to our conversation. I'll see you at 4 o'clock, and just confirming that we're good to go at 4. Just like your dentist, your doctor, or anybody else does. I mean, why do they confirm the appointment ahead of time? Because they don't want a no-show. And the reason they don't want a no-show is because it's lost revenue. So can you 100% completely eliminate somebody from ghosting you? No, you can't. But you can dramatically reduce it by, number one, letting them know it's okay to tell you no. And what's interesting about that, it's kind of like you're pulling it away from them in that instance. So it's like a little carrot that's being pulled away, and they're like chasing the carrot because, wait a minute, hold on, you're okay with me saying no to you? Wait a minute, that's kind of weird, rather than the full court pressure that a lot of people put. And then in some instances, that may translate into desperation. Oh my gosh, this person is just constantly on me. They must need me. They must need me. They must need me because they're constantly on me. And I'm not saying that we don't persist and that we don't pursue people, but I think there's a delicate balance between full court pressure and showing a level of desperation or that I need you versus like, hey man, look, if this is not your thing, that's totally cool. My objective here is to get you in front of the information. Then you can make your own informed decision as to whether this is something that excites you or not. And if it does, we'll talk about it. If it doesn't, that's totally okay. Just so you know, it's okay to say no to me. And that's a very effective strategy, especially with warm market people. And then secondly, simply confirming the appointments. But again, the connection that they have with you, the relationship that they have with you. Look, I mean, we get ghosted from people that we have deep, long relationships with. And again, the reason why primarily is because they just don't want to disappoint you. They don't want to hurt your feelings. And so ultimately they kind of end up doing it because they're ghosting you and you're like, what's wrong with me? What happened? And better yet, you can set up an environment that creates the opportunity for them to be feeling okay saying no to you. And this is not going to get you more no's because you're doing this. I think it shows a degree of posture. I think it shows something that you're sure of yourself and your opportunity, the fact that you're willing and totally okay with somebody saying no to you. They're going to be thinking to themselves internally, like, wait a minute, this guy's okay with, wait, he's not trying to get me? What? This must be good, right? So there's that little carrot appeal that takes place when you incorporate that strategy. So just a couple ideas for you guys to reduce the amount of people that are ghosting you on follow-ups, because this is like it's a common thing. I mean, I get ghosted. It's not like I can't 100% eliminate people from ghosting me, but I can do my best on my end to dramatically reduce it. So I'm not sure we're here finding me. I'm glad you're here. I hope you're finding this information useful. You might be on my podcast. You might be on my YouTube channel. Would love to hear from you. You can come on over to where this post resides, which is toddfalcone.com/episode 118. So again, toddfalcone.com/episode 118. We'll see you on a future episode, and thanks for being here.